Sony published an article on their PlayStation blog telling us what peripherals will work with the PlayStation 5. It did not go into details, but a variety of peripherals will work with the PlayStation 5. But the oddest message Sony put out there was that the DualShock 4, the gamepad for the PlayStation 4, will work with the PlayStation 5, but not PlayStation 5 games. That sounds weird, right? Why would Sony make this decision? Sony's been really proud of their DualSense controller. It's the first piece of hardware they showed off for the PlayStation 5. They had a whole transitional segment during their PlayStation 5 reveal event going over its features. So they really are proud of this DualSense. They want you to use the DualSense controller and the features that come with it with the next-gen games. Now, I think we all imagine that a DualSense will come with a PlayStation 5 when it's available. If that is the case, then there's nothing to be concerned about. PlayStation 4 isn't really known for being a couch co-op machine unless you're playing indie games that have couch co-op. And if that's the case, the DualShock 4 will work for most of those games. I also think this is only geared towards first-party developers. If third-party AAA studios and indie studios want to program function for DualShock 4 also, I'm sure they'll be able to do that. I don't think Sony's going to limit them to, if you're developing for PlayStation 5, you have to make sure it's only DualSense that works. If not, then this is a very money-grabbing move from Sony, which should be no surprise to anyone. That's what companies like Microsoft and Sony do. What I find interesting is that Sony just didn't allow for people to use the DualShock 4 without all the bells and whistles, right? They didn't make this seem like, hey, you can play with the DualShock 4, but you'll want to play with the DualSense to take advantage of all the features. From a business standpoint, FOMO's all the rage, right? So they missed that opportunity. I mean, they're out here talking about all the haptic feedback abilities you get with the controller, and you can't have that with the DualShock 4. Cool. So making people miss it is what I'd imagine the course of action Sony would take. But I also don't think many people will need the DualShock 4 unless you can't use the DualSense with PlayStation 4 games. If that's the case, that's just flat awful. That would also be mildly annoying to have to switch between the controllers. You turn the console on with the DualSense, then you have to play the game with the DualShock 4. That's just unnecessary. Like, I'm loving what Sony's been doing with the PlayStation 5, but this is a very odd move. In some ways, it's good because for any couch co-op games, you won't have to buy another DualShock 4. But if any of those other scenarios I laid out turned out to be true, it's not good at all. So I ask you, were you planning on using the DualShock 4 with the PlayStation 5 at all, or just planning on using the DualSense for everything? Talk about your thoughts at the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please tap the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Also, if you'd like to get more news from me, please tap the subscribe button as well. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later.